Just how he's such a cute little kid. And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast. This is our today.
That's right. I still don't have any music. So.
Episode brought to you by Boss Shot Shells and the new Boss Dove Loads, the unleaded Dove Load. So here we go. I think we got a little platform down on this now. Andy, what do you think the fastest mile run has ever been?
Fastest mile. I know it's sub 4, but I don't know how far sub 4. I'm going to go 3 minutes and 46 seconds.
Woo, pretty close. The world record now is 3 minutes and 47.22 is by a guy named Hikam El Guerrero, and I'm sure Trevor Shanahan, I probably pronounced it wrong. So
that doesn't sound like a black guy's name.
Wow. But the reason I talked about that today is March 3rd.
Yeah.
And March 3rd is the birth of Roger Bannister. And Roger Bannister was the first person to ever run under 4 miles. And he did that.
4 minute mile.
Under 4 minute mile. And that is the world record. And he did that in the 1952 Olympics. So anyways, Roger Bannister is my person that was born today. Now, the person that died on today. No, Roger Bannister's the guy that died today. I'm sorry. I got that. That's where I got it wrong. The guy who's born today is a gentleman named George Pullman. Do you know who George Pullman is?
I know who Bill Pullman is.
Well, he might be kin to Roger, but he's not Roger. Mr. Pullman, not Roger, God dang, I'm getting this shit all about. George Pullman is the inventor of the sleeping car for railroads. Now, that don't sound like really a lot today.
But it was back then.
Back then it was. Not only did he come up with his car, he was really a smart guy. He had developed this sleeping car, and it was taken off, and he kind of modeled it over the boats called the packet boats that traveled the Erie Canal, and they would go up and down it. And that's how he kind of done the train car. But after President Lincoln was assassinated, he arranged to have his body carried from Washington to Springfield on a sleeper. So everybody, everywhere you go, they'd stop to, pay respects to President Lincoln, and they'd seen this Pullman car. So he came out with a couple of different cars. One of them was called the President. It's a sleeper, and it had an attached kitchen and a dining car. Now, folks, back then, if you got lucky enough to ride on a train somewhere, you were lucky, because a lot of people couldn't afford it anyways. Mm-hmm. These still people were doing covered wagons. So you got to sleep on this. Well, if you're really, really wealthy, they had their own cars. And he designed basically like these big buses you see today. They were all decked out. Some even would have bathtubs and stuff in them. But the President was a sleeper with an attached kitchen and dining car. And then they come up with the one called the Delmonico. And Delmonico is a famous restaurant in New York. And I think there's a Delmonico's in Vegas, and there's one in New Orleans also. So they had the best food anywhere in the United States just about on these sleeping cars and these kitchen cars. Then he hired freedmen, which were African Americans that had been the term they use is houseboys. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that, but
they probably didn't run a sub 4 minute mile.
No, but anyways, what they would do were they were domestic slaves in the South. Their new rules required them to act as porters, waiters, valets, and entertainers on these food carts, and that was George Pullman, and he was born today. Now, I'm going to go into which I think the best asset the United States of America ever did was when they got Texas involved.
Maybe third best.
What's the first two?
Louisiana Purchase and Alaska.
Okay, I'll go Louisiana Purchase. Texas is more important than Alaska.
You think so?
Yes.
Resources?
Yes. Wow. Bunch of oil's in Texas.
Bunch of oil in Alaska.
Alaska's 3.
Okay.
I will go Louisiana Purchase probably would be more.
This is not a hill that I'm willing to die on. So, I mean, if you want to interchange Alaska and Texas, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Now, there's not a greater state than the state of Texas.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Here.
A lot of people don't realize that when Texas first got recognized on March 3rd, 1836 by Congress, and that is today is March 3rd, it went all the way to Wyoming.
Yeah. You've got that original map in the dining hall.
Yep.
I mean, it goes way the hell
Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, and New Mexico.
Now, we didn't have the whole state, but we had slivers going all the way up to all the way up there.
We encompassed most of New Mexico was in it, and a big chunk of Colorado, and then it kind of went into a panhandle that went all up to like Casper, Wyoming, and Cody, Wyoming. That area.
We should have kept it.
Yes. Could you imagine having to play a playoff football game from Casper, Wyoming, all the way to? Well, Wyoming have a whole lot better high school football if they're part of Texas.
They got Josh Allen.
I don't think he's from Wyoming. I think he's from
California, but Wyoming claims him.
They should. They're the only place that gave him a scholarship. But anyways, the great state of Texas was first recognized by the United States Congress on March 3rd of 1836. And that is my today for March 3rd, 2025.
Very good. Texas, we're the only state that had to fight. Everybody else just got brought in. Texas, we had to fight to be here. We were our own nation. Six Flags of Texas.
Did you know the Alamo that they had an out to leave and they didn't?
I do know that.
I'll tell you a funny Alamo story real quick.
Uh-oh.
Me and your mom were at the Minger having a drink one night. And the Minger's a famous hotel.
Haunted hotel.
Richard King, that owned the King Ranch, threw one of his mistresses out a window and killed her. And they didn't do nothing to him. Anyways, it's haunted, supposedly. So me and mom were in there having a drink one night. And she goes, just think people were probably sitting in the same booth during the Alamo.
Right, just watching it all go down.
I go, what? She goes, well, yeah, they were probably sitting in here having drinks or something when all that fight was going on. I said, Michelle, there was nothing there.
It's a good thing she's attractive.
Yeah, I've said that 1,000 times. It does not speak well for Knox City's education system at all.
I mean, she didn't know when the Minger was built.
No.
God bless her, but she just didn't know.
She did not know. Anyways, that's our today. God bless y'all. Thank y'all. Check out the Boss Dove Loads. It's going to be awesome. Make a big difference in your dove, and it's good for the environment.
Yes,
Peace.
It is. Get let out of the environment.